welcome to my channel. I'm Jordy, thanks for joining me. We're cruising over the Intercoastal right now, well about to be. Heading over to Dunwood Park in Mayport area of Jacksonville. Gonna do a bike mod video today, bike mods, talking all of the modifications I've made to my 2022 Suzuki DR650 SE. And should be cool, gonna run through a bunch of stuff and see what happens. Right now we're heading over the Intercoastal. Beautiful day here in Jacksonville. Awesome day to be on the road. Got to get in the right lane and hit the flyover. It's another installment in my countdown to my trip. Florida to Argentina by way of Mexico, Central America, South America, all of the above. Here we are coming into Dutton Island Preserve. Probably my favorite park that I've been to in Jacksonville. I've been here probably about 100 times. Oh my goodness gracious, it is closed. What? I've never seen this closed before. Like, what could possibly be the reason for this to be closed? Wow. Well, that stinks. We'll try going down here. Cool. This is a cool area too. This is like a campground and stuff back here. there's the intercoastal up ahead that we just drove across. Ooh, this is pretty sandy. Alright, I'm going to turn around and try to find a place to make a video. I don't want to do it here. Might have found a spot to try to make this video. This looks kind of cool down here. Sweaty, gross. I stopped to take a bunch of pictures, and it's hot today. Mosquitoes are swarming too, so it was kind of a mess. But we're back. We're talking bike mods. We're gonna get through this video. I've been wanting to make it for a while, so let's do it. Right off the bat, I would like to mention 4 companies that were integral to just making this bike come together. Number 1, I bought most of my parts from ProCycle out of Oregon, out of Springfield, Oregon, where I believe The Simpsons supposedly takes place, Springfield, Oregon. So, of Simpson fame, spoke with and dealt with Mike Baker a bunch at ProCycle. I think he even made my wheels. Just couldn't possibly have been happier with the service I got from ProCycle. Highly recommend ProCycle. Bought several parts from Revzilla. Good company as well, but ProCycle is really kind of the boutique go-to place for specialized parts, especially for DR650s. So ProCycle, that's number 1. Number 2, my man Joe with Yankro Fairings. Joe from Yankro Fairings made me an incredible custom fairing kit, his 2nd generation. My man Joe is a scientist, an engineer, potentially a genius. He made his own machine to pour the plastic and make the plastic himself. He designed it, he built it, he did, you'll see in a little while, he made custom wiring, custom mounts for me. If you're looking for a fairing specialized for your DR650, definitely go to Yankro and talk to Joe. Number 3, Cogent Dynamics, my shocks, Cogent. Todd at Cogent, thank you, Todd. Todd is a prince of a man. He spoke with me at length, at least probably like an hour-long conversation about how to set up my rear shock in particular, setting the preload, setting the compression, setting the rebound. Thank you, Todd, for all of your time and care. He even helped me track down. I decided to, I had originally bought the lighter 7-something kilogram spring for the rear, and realized that with the weight I'm planning to carry with my luggage, I need to go up to, I believe it's the 8.1 kilogram spring. Todd helped me coordinate with ProCycle again, switched out my 7 kilogram for the 8 kilogram, went the extra mile to help me make it happen, advised me to buy his around the world rebuild kit, so I'm glad I have that. Finally, my man Nick at Garrison Moto. Nick, thank you, buddy, for hanging in there with me. We made it. Man, we spent many hours, weeks, days, months working on this thing. Thank you to Nick's colleague, Buddy, who is the lead mechanic on this job. Whew. We made it. Great work. Couldn't possibly have been happier. It was great to get to know Nick, spend time at Garrison Moto at the beach in Jacksonville Beach, Florida, opening up a coffee shop on location at the bike shop. So if you're biking through Jacksonville, Florida, Jack's Beach, definitely go to Garrison Moto. Hopefully the coffee shop will be open. I think he's going to have beer and wine too, so you can stop in to Garrison, have a beer, have a coffee, talk to Nick, get your bike fixed. I'll show some pictures. I'll be making a separate video for kind of a little tribute of, I took a bunch of pictures at Garrison Moto, so I'll be making a video about Garrison. I think I'm going to try to make a separate video about Cogent Dynamics and maybe preloading my shock. I'm going to make a separate video about the Yankro fairing because that deserves special mention because it's just like a work of art. So those 4 companies right there. Now let's jump into this DR650 SE 2022 Suzuki. Let's see what we got. Yankro fairing, Joe, my man, Yankro fairing. 2 LED headlights, super duper bright. Yankro custom side panels that match the Achereby's 6.6 gallon fuel tank, 25 liter. Yankro. Joe mounted my Trailtech Vapor. He mounted my Garmin. There's a voltmeter in it. That's my Sargent heated seat controller. He made this dash here, fuse box, cut out for the keyhole, speedo. There's also if you can see down in here, 2 USB ports down there. See that round thing in there? 2 USB ports. Okay, I'm gonna make a separate video on the Yankro, but just couldn't possibly be happier with the Yankro. Love it so much. Thank you, Joe. Okay, tires, wheels, tires. We got, we went with Bridgestone Battle Axe tires. I originally had wanted to put a Pirelli, I think MT21 in the front and a Dunlop 606 in the back, but my man Mike Baker at ProCycle advised me that for the amount of tarmac riding I would be doing initially, that those would wear down super quickly. So we went with Bridgestone Battle Axes. They stayed the same size. I didn't change the tire size around at all. So same size, and I got their deluxe package, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what it was called, but we got Sun rims, we got Buchanan spokes, we got heavy duty tubes inside, we got custom Warp 9 black hubs, which are super rad. I just love the way these tires look, all blacked out. Sun rims, you can see Sun in there. Sun rims, ProCycle, www.procycle. Battle Axe tires, Buchanan spokes. Buchanan spokes are so much fatter than the stock spokes. These wheels are really pretty badass. Couldn't possibly be happier with these. There's Sun rim. Okay, so what else? I guess we'll just start at the front here. We got a new fender. We got an Achereby's Enduro racing fender. The stock DR650 fender is such a big sail. I hated it. It was so flimsy. It kind of flopped around a little bit. Loving this new Achereby's Enduro front fender. Let's see. You might notice right here on the front, I got a Warp 9 fork brace. Warp 9 has emerged as a favorite company of mine. Love some Warp 9. You can see Warp 9 there maybe. Warp 9 fork brace. All right, moving up, Yankro fairing. All right, as I sort of mentioned earlier, we got an Achereby's 6.6 gallon fuel tank. I believe that's 25 liters. That's almost twice the size of the stock tank. I think I can get probably solid 250 miles. I'm not sure what that is in kilometers. 250 miles out of this in range, so that's incredible and awesome. So Achereby's 6.6 gallon. We got Bark Busters. We got Bark Buster Storm handguards. One there, obviously. Let's talk armor, I guess, since armor and protection. So Bark Buster handguards. We got Warp 9 engine case. We got Achereby's composite skid plate on the bottom. Black composite skid plate. I was kind of really digging the all black look, so I tried to stay with as much black as I could. We got Achereby's frame guards here. We got a J&S Engineering chain guard. You can see that, J&S Engineering. Also J&S Engineering weld on side stand foot pad. I had originally bought a bolt-on, but for the 2022 model of DR650, I guess the side stand changed a little bit and the bolt-on would not work, so you had to get I had to buy a weld-on one. Send that back. Okay, on the other side, again, Warp 9 case armor, Achereby's frame guard, which covers the master cylinder. Boom. While I'm here, I did Warp 9 new levers. You can see Warp 9 there on my rear brake. While I'm here, we'll talk foot pegs, Fastway adventure pegs. some of the biggest pegs on the market, I think. I really wanted big fat pegs to stand on. So I'm loving these. I don't have the bitey screw things installed. I don't think I'm going to use those, but I love my adventure, Fastway adventure pegs. You can see how wide they are. I mean, they're big. They're real big. Okay, anything else on this side? Oh, armor-wise, we got B&B off-roading oil cooler guard. B&B. Thank you, B&B. Ooh, down here, armor-wise, we got, I believe this is made by Moose Racing header pipe armor. Boom. Moose Racing header pipe armor. All right, we got to keep rolling here. We got to keep rolling. What else do we got? Let's talk mirrors. We got double take adventure mirrors. Love these with ram mounts. Love them. Love, love, love. The original stock Suzuki rearview mirrors. I couldn't see. They're not wide enough, and they are just horrible. They're just terrible. So these double take adventure mirrors, incredible. Love them. What do we got here? We got new handlebars. We got Pro Tapers, Carmichaels, Pro Taper Carmichaels. I originally had wanted the Pro Taper Henry Reeds, but they didn't really fit with my grips. We had a problem with it, so we ended up getting the Carmichael, and I'm happy with them. They seem great, so very happy with that. While I'm right here too, we got this GPR stabilizer dampener. I'm not an experienced rider, so I couldn't really say with a lot of confidence exactly how much of, I didn't have a lot of experience riding without it. I did have a little bit, and I would say that having the stabilizer on now is an improvement. I like it. The steering feels really solid and smooth, and it's adjustable. You can see from like 1 to 8 with notches all in between. So yeah, I crank it up more towards 8 if I'm on the highway, keep it down at 1 if I'm in, the neighborhoods or around town. So yeah, I'm liking it. I need to sort of learn a little bit more about it, but I'm liking it. You can see my phone mounted here. I've got a RAM mount phone with the dampening vibration thing. Super awesome. Love, love, love my phone RAM mount. What else? Coming right here, we got a new clutch handle and clutch assembly. It's made by Fly Racing. Totally like it. Quick adjust knob here to easily adjust the clutch. Yeah, really liking that. All right, grips. These are Apollo heated grips, I believe. What are these called? Let me see in my notes. Yeah, Coso Apollo heated grips. So far, love them. Here is the power regulator right there. There's like 5 different settings. They heat up, man. They really, really heat up. Yeah, and they're really comfortable. So I'm loving these Apollo Coso heated grips. Super cool. Okay, I'm going to make a whole separate video on my luggage and stuff, but you can see I got Moscow Moto, I think it's called the Hood tank bag. Love it, love it, love it. All right, right here you might notice, if you're a Suzuki rider, we got a different seat. And what do we got? We have a Sargent heated seat. The stock DR650 seat is like a wooden church pew. It has no comfort level to it whatsoever. But the Sargent is incredible, and I think it'll just continue to break in more and more. Like I said, it's heated. We've put the heat controller right up here on my dash, on my Yankro. So yeah, haven't had to use it since I live in Florida, but looking forward to having a heated seat if I need it. This case doesn't really restrict me at all. There's plenty of room between the front of it and my back, so I fit right in there without any problem. And gosh, there's a whole murder of crows above me. All right, so yeah, Sargent seat, awesome. Love the Sargent seat. Okay, luggage-wise, yeah, you can see I got a Pelican case mounted on here. I'll talk about that in a separate video. We got Lone Rider saddlebags. I'll talk about those in a separate video. coming around the back. I switched out the turn signals. These, I believe, are made by Cyclops. They're LEDs, they're super bright, and they're kind of like progressive. They don't just flash, they go like do across. They're pretty cool. I really like the way they look. They're bright, and I think they're really noticeable. New whole rear fender and light assembly kit from DSA Concepts. LED, so that's a whole lot brighter. This fender is, I think, a way cooler look than the stock look, so I love that. All right, let's come around here and look at the rear tire. Again, ProCycle made these. Sun rims, Bridgestone Battle Axe tires. Armor-wise, here's another piece of armor. We got a Warp 9 rear rotor guard called a shark fin. Pretty cool. Rear rotor was upgraded to EBC. You can see that there. You can see my Warp 9 black hubs. You can see in there maybe the Warp 9 rear sprocket carrier. There's improved polyurethane cush rubbers in there. Pleased with that. Pleased with how all that came out. Again, Sun rims, Buchanan spokes, heavy duty tubes, Bridgestone tires, Battle Axe. Love it. Oh, we also got a center stand. You can see here. Don't have it on the center stand right now, but center stand. This is by SW Motec, kind of the most common name in the business for those, I believe. Love having a center stand, use it all the time. All right, one of the people I made special mention of was Todd at Cogent Dynamics, so I haven't talked about those yet. You can see the new yellow rear shock in there. Here is the whole compression unit that's easily adjustable right there with that screw. I need to set my preload still, so I'm going to try to make a separate video on doing that, but Cogent Dynamics there, 8.1 kilogram spring in the back. For the front, inside my forks here, I put new springs from Cogent Dynamics and new drop-in cartridges and new oil, so those have been redone. Super cool. Yeah, really pleased with it. I noticed a big difference. And again, I got to set the preload, and then I think I'll really notice a big difference in how the whole bike handles and feels and everything, especially with luggage. I mean, I have to do that. So, oh, another thing I didn't mention, looking at my engine here, let's go around to the other side. The carb has been, it's not anything you could see here, but the carb was rejetted with the ProCycle jet kit. And another thing you can't see, we changed out the air filter. So we got a K&N air filter in there with a cover on the K&N air filter. I think we cut out the filter box, so it breathes really well. We put a new fuel line in here, and we got a 90-degree, I think you can see that, 90-degree filter on the fuel line. Yes, I don't have my fuel line shut off right now. We could shut that off. Okay. Again, there's the Cogent Dynamics new rear shock, rear spring. At the bottom, if you see the red, that sets your rebound down there. At the top of it is a gray dial that you can set your preload with. This is a new chain. I had to get a larger chain because I went down to a 14-tooth sprocket, JT sprocket in the front, and gosh, what is it? I think a 45, let me look at my notes, 46 tooth on the rear. 46 on the rear and 14 on the front. So that has made a huge difference to me. Again, I'm not an experienced rider, but when I first got the bike, it was really, really punchy, really, really hard to stay at a constant rate of speed in like second or third gear, just really punchy. So I read about going down in the front and up in the back to kind of really smooth it out, especially in the lower gears for more off-road riding, for slower speeds on dirt and stuff. So I thought that would be the way to go, and so far super pleased with it. I just feel like the bike is so much more smooth, steady, easy for me to maneuver and control. So I'm very happy with that, and I attribute that to both the sprocket change as well as probably the rejetting of the carb and opening the air filter. And finally, another thing I have not yet mentioned, which I love, is check this out: Leo Vinci X3 Enduro exhaust. Super cool, super cool. Love my Leo Vinci. Slip-on muffler exhaust. Have to get a new gasket if you're going to switch it out, but new gasket, slip-on, boom. Love it. It's the sound. I'm going to make a separate little video of the sound of the Leo Vinci versus the stock, because I recorded the stock. So look for, if you're interested in Leo Vinci, look for a separate video from me on the sound comparison. Here's the Cyclops front signals. Again, they're kind of like progressive, like the rear ones. They blink across. Let's see if I could show that real quick. There you go. Pretty cool. See the rear. Pretty cool. Goodness gracious, I don't see these birds up here, but they are going crazy. Oh, I see them. I don't know what's happening, but maybe they don't want me here. Anyway, LED lights, you can see, I don't know if you can tell how bright these are, but they're super bright. Here's the headlights, super duper bright. So much brighter than stock. So much brighter than stock. Let's turn this off again. Okay. Oh, a couple more things to mention that I wanted to make mention of was things you can't see under the hood. Under the seat is the battery. I've switched that out to a lithium battery, went anti-gravity RS, which I think means restart. So the battery won't totally die out if you use it all the way up. It saves a little bit so that you can push a button and still start it. So yeah, pleased with that. Anti-gravity, way lighter. I think it has more power. Good. And then in order to sort of make sure I could power all of my electronics as well as I wanted to and as reliably as I wanted to, I upgraded the stator and the regulator. Went with a high output stator, 250 watts, boom, regulator, MOSFET regulator, more reliable upgrade. So those two things have been done. That's under the hood, under the seat. If you're switching out your stator, you got to buy a new gasket for that as well. A new gasket stator. I'm just looking at my notes to see if there's anything I didn't mention. Oh yeah, just a quick thing with the brakes. So both the brakes were redone. The front went up to like a 320 millimeter. This is a Warp 9 rotor. Again, I'm a big fan of Warp 9. And then I, with ProCycles Deluxe brake kit, I got Galfer braided brake lines for both front and rear. So let's see if you can see the rear line. Galfer, here's the rear brake line, braided. Braided brake line, love it. There it is in there. Yeah, good stuff. What else is there? Is there anything else? Let me just look at my notes. So yeah, Lone Rider, separate video coming. Pelican. I'm still here, just looking at my notes, seeing if there's anything else to make mention of. And I don't think that there is. Let me see my first page. Oh yeah, just a couple other things I did. I had Nick at Garrison. He took out the clutch safety switch, because when I originally got the bike, I had a couple times where I would be riding and it would just die out. And I don't know if it was either the clutch safety switch that was cutting it off, or down here on the side stand, there's a safety switch on the side stand so that you don't roll away, you don't take off with your side stand down. It won't let you go. And my bike cut out a couple times, so I had both those safety switches taken out. So yeah, and it hasn't done it again, so I think that was the right move, so pleased with that. Another little thing I did was, let's see, down here, There's an upper roller chain guard. We took that out, and then there's a bolt you can buy from ProCycle that will fill that hole for the upper chain guard roller. I also replaced the lower chain guide. I think it's down there. I think it's an upgrade, so I just went with that. It wasn't an expensive part, so there's that. Oh, here's another little piece of armor. I think that's Warp 9 as well. Warp 9 chain guide. Yeah, you can see Warp 9 there. The chain guide at the bottom. Love some Warp 9. Wow, I think that'll do it. Here's my Fastway adventure peg on this side. Again, you can see how big it is. Really, really wide. Really, really wide. And on this side, the Warp 9 shift lever. All right. Once again, thank you, ProCycle. Call out to Mike Baker. Thank you, Yankro. Call out to my man Joe. Thank you, Garrison Moto. Call out to my man Nick. And thank you, Cogent Dynamics, for all of your help and time. Call out to Todd at Cogent. So here we are again. We'll just do a final walk around. Suzuki DR650 SE 2022. I'm loving this bike. My first motorcycle. Couldn't possibly be happier with it right now. And I just hit 1,000-mile mark, so I've put on 1,000 miles. That's like obviously nothing, but to me it seems like an achievement. But you know, I'm sure there's people watching this who have ridden 1,000,000 miles. So maybe one of these days I'll get there, God willing. Oh, we got Garmin too up here. Got my Garmin, got my Trail Tech Vapor. Again, yeah, RAM mount for my phone. Love that, super convenient. I got a RAM mount right here for another GoPro. Yeah, I think that looks like it. So, we will sign off there from Jacksonville, Florida, from Dunwood Park. Thank you for watching. Jordy out. All right, I thought we'd get a little parting footage out of Dunwood Preserve. Here it is, folks. Now, cool place. This isn't the place I liked the most, the Dutton Island Park, but this is Dutton Island Preserve campgrounds. But just turn the camera on for a minute while I ride out. Here we go. Florida pines, the Florida pines, and the Florida live oaks. Pines, oaks, pines, oaks. Let's go. Cat. Whoa, it's a whole posse of cats. I'm sure there's a million. Wow, 4. I'm sure there's a million. 5. 4 or 5 cats. I'm sure there's a million living out here. Jacksonville has a crazy amount of feral cats. Even in like neighborhoods, living in like bushes under people's houses and stuff, they're everywhere. There's a beautiful live oak. Gotta be one of my favorite trees. So southern with the Spanish moss. So awesome. Beautiful place, huh? Love this place. Feels great to be here. It's been a hot, rainy summer, so I haven't been here all summer long. And just like that, we're out of here. Well, hope you enjoyed my motorcycle mod video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me at Dutton Island Preserve. And we are counting down until departure for places unknown. Mexico, first stop. First I got to make it across the United States, but Mexico is on the horizon. All right, Jordy over and out. Thanks for hanging out with me.